Thank you. We've gathered together in the studio today a group of Institute fellows who will be sharing some of their perspectives and examples of their work. We thought it might be appropriate to begin with a sample of some of the new technology, some of the actual hardware. We've asked Steve Gregory to bring in some machines for us. Steve Gregory is an independent consultant to organizations on the industrial and the educational applications of computers and video. He was professor of computer-aided design at MIT, where he taught classes in computer graphics and was involved in research on machine interaction and computer graphics with MIT's Architecture Machine Group. What do you have there to show us today, Steve?
Thank you. In my class here at the Institute this summer, we're looking at some of the technologies in the computer and video areas, especially interactive television. And by that I mean television systems that provide for the viewer some immediate participation with the material that they're viewing, a way that they can choose and access specific movie sequences, still sequences, and sounds from a television system. I brought some of the components along today of the system that we're using here and would like to show you a little demonstration of one of the systems which we've been developing in class. The components are, first of all, an optical video disc player, which is a phonograph-sized disc which stores on it 1/2 hour of video and sound information. It can be random accessed. By that, I mean one can select specific sequences off the disc from any part of it very fast, typically on the order of a second or even less. It also has the capability of accessing single still video frames, up to 54,000 single frames on one side of a disc. Along with this, we have a microprocessor, a small personal computer, in this case an Apple computer. And the Apple is connected to the video disc and can actually control it to select certain sequences from it, certain movies and stills. Along with this, we have a couple of what are called floppy disk drives, and they're small devices which store information that's used by the computer, such as the frame numbers on the disk, where the material is located. And this is a standard kind of storage medium found with these small computers. I also have here some devices called paddles, which are going to move a small box called a cursor around on the monitor. You'll see that in a second, and allows me to point to various things on the screen and get more information about it. If you look now at the monitor, we'll see on the monitor what is a sort of menu of information. Now this is a kind of simple home information system that we've been developing, which using interactive video might be a kind of information system that you might find at home in the near future, within the next 5 years perhaps. Provided in the home as part of a television that has a small computer in it and can access video information through that television and through that electronics to allow a person at home to do certain functions such as shopping, making reservations for travel, and so forth. Now, as you see, there's a small box on the screen which I can move about, and I'm going to point to one of these things. In this case, let's say we'd like to make some reservations for a vacation. So I've pointed to reservations now, and we have here at the next screen that comes up a chance to either make some travel reservations on an airplane or possibly get some concert tickets under the entertainment heading. But let's take a look at the possibilities we have for some vacation tours. Now in this next frame, we're given a choice of 2 packages for vacations in Aspen, kind of specials of the month perhaps. Let's take a look at package 1, and when I indicate the first package by moving the box to that area, we get from the video disc now a video image of what it's like to be inside one of the rooms in that hotel, in this case the Hotel Jerome in Aspen. If we had now looked down at package 2, we now access again another still frame, this time a picture of the chalet that we might rent if we chose that route. And it's presented to us for a few seconds, much as we would present a simple slideshow. Well, let's go back to our initial frame, our initial menu, by indicating that we'd like to go back. And under the heading of information, we have some more material about Aspen. In this case, off the video disc, we're going to get a map of a street map of Aspen. And in fact, if we now just indicate by moving our box to the Main Street area, we're going to get a sequence, a movie sequence now, a motion sequence coming off the disc of traveling down the Main Street in Aspen, a very fast sequence. Since we're limited in time, we're going to take a little trip here about 90 miles an hour. And this is in the winter. It's a little bumpy as we're rolling along. Of course, we might visit Aspen another time of the year. And in fact, we can now go indicate, let's look at one of the main streets in town, which is Mill Street, one of the main streets for shopping. And I'll touch Mill Street on the map. Any of the streets on the map could be accessed to take a look and drive down those streets. In this case, we'll take a very fast trip down Mill Street. We can play this at any speed. The computer has the capability of presenting it to us and letting us control the speed, in fact. Now, what we're seeing in the system has been mixing video images, television images off the video disc, such as the movie sequences and the stored sequences, as well as computer graphics. The initial frame, the initial menu was generated completely by the computer. And now we're seeing the capability today of being able to mix computer graphics, which is also a video medium, with television off the video disc, and create new kinds of images and process the images that are on the video disc, add to them, and in general create a new kind of medium. And this is what we've been exploring in my class at the Institute, looking at some of the possible future applications in the areas of education and training and some of the industrial uses, and as a means of accessing information in new ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Fascinating. What we're looking at today might give us an idea of some of the concerns or topics of new technology that probably we haven't thought about their implications into the future.